host Nourish Khan, and we are back on our cricket special podcast, your go-to platform for all the cricket updates. And today's breaking news has broken all records, and it is one of the most hot topic of discussion at the moment. Yes, you might already know what I'm going to talk about. The government of Pakistan has instructed the Pakistan Cricket Board to officially allow the Pakistani team to participate in the T20 World Cup 2026. But, there's a catch. The Pakistani cricket team will not be playing its group stage game against India that is scheduled to take place that was initially scheduled to take place on the 15th of February 2026. और यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा आपको ये रिमाइंड कराते चलें कि टूर्नामेंट जो था वो ऑलरेडी उनके जो होस्ट कंट्रीज थे उनको डिवाइड कर दिया गया था. इनिशियली इंडिया वाज सपोज्ड टू ओनली होस्ट दिस T20 वर्ल्ड कप 2026, बट पाकिस्तान रिक्वेस्टेड ऑल इट्स मैचेस टू बी शिफ्टेड टू श्रीलंका because Pakistan refused to play its matches in India, और because considering the recent conditions और फिर जिस तरह से एशिया कप में पूरा सिनेरियो हुआ था, पॉलिटिक्स को बीच में लाया गया था. अब यहाँ पे इतनी सारी इस पे डिबेट हो रही है, एंड ऑनेस्टली I've listened to a lot of analysis. मैंने दोनों साइड्स देखे हैं इस पूरे उनके, एंड मोहसिन नकवी ने यही पूरा मोहसिन नकवी लेफ्ट द बॉल इन दी पार्क ऑफ दी पाकिस्तानी गवर्नमेंट. और रिसेंटली कल ही बल्कि इनफैक्ट ये पाकिस्तान जब अपना ऑस्ट्रेलिया के साथ थर्ड T20 खेल रहा था तो उस दौरान ही जो है वो ये एक नोटिफिकेशन आई थी हुकूमत पाकिस्तान की जानिब से कि पाकिस्तान जो है वो वर्ल्ड कप तो खेलेगा, लेकिन इंडिया के अगेंस्ट स्पेसिफाई किया गया है कि 15th Feb 2026 का मैच नहीं खेलेगा. अब मैं क्यों इतना स्पेसिफाई कर रही हूँ बार बार के स्पेसिफाई किया गया है, क्योंकि ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. और ये क्यों इंपॉर्टेंट है ये पूरी लाइन इस पे हम थोड़ी देर में आएंगे. पहले ये बताते चलें कि अभी लेटेस्ट अपडेट ही है. अब यहाँ पे पूरा ये अनाउंस हुआ तो बहुत फियास्को हो गया, और सारे जो हैं एकदम से जो पिछले कुछ दिनों से इक्वालिटी, न्यूट्रलिटी और पूरे जो इतने ज्यादा ह्यूमैनिटी सारी सोई हुई थी, वो अचानक से सारे मोराल्स जाग जाते हैं और कहा जाता है कि नहीं, पॉलिटिक्स को गेम में नहीं लाना चाहिए, पॉलिटिक्स शुड स्टे फार फार अवे फ्रॉम क्रिकेट. रियली, wasn't this what we were all talking about since the past few years? Isn't this what we as Pakistanis have been preaching for so long? Let me just take you to a trip down the memory lane and to remind all of the people who have been claiming wrongly that Pakistan has always brought politics in cricket. Let me just take you a trip down the memory lane. 2023, the year Asia Cup was supposed to be held in Pakistan. India boycotted the Asia Cup and refused to come to Pakistan. Not only did they boycott them coming to Pakistan, but they also removed Pakistan's name as the host country from their jersey. Too much do not bring politics in cricket? I don't think so. And there's more to it. ये तो बस अभी छोटी सी बात है ना. Right in the next year, in 2024, Pakistan went to India to play an ICC tournament there. वहाँ पे वर्ल्ड कप खेलने पाकिस्तान गया था इंडिया. Pakistan never stood back from not playing cricket. And by the way, that was the same year where Pat Cummins silenced the crowd. Just on a side note. So 2023, India did that. Not only that, they removed Pakistan's name from their official jersey. Fast forward to 2025. India refuses to come to Pakistan to play the Champions Trophy 2025. And they not only did they refuse to come to Pakistan, they were adamant. They wrote to ICC that they wished to play all their matches on one venue in one city, that was Dubai. And just because of this decision, all the other countries that were participating in the Champions Trophy 2025, including Australia, England, they had to specifically travel for just most of the cricket playing nations, most of the teams that were participating, they had to solely travel to Dubai just to play that one match against India. Too much do not bring politics in cricket? Too much for the sanctity of the game? I don't think so. So when you preach about bringing politics into cricket, when you preach about keeping the game miles away from cricket, I think the history is not properly preached, especially at this time, and only selectively is the side of Pakistan being presented to the entire world. Now, this was 2025 Champions Trophy, and I really, really wish things would have ended there, but no, ladies and gentlemen, things did not end there. As fast forward to Asia Cup 2025, when India decided to bring politics in cricket and dedicated their win against Pakistan, a win that had absolutely nothing to do with cricket, absolutely nothing to do with a war that had ended long ago in May 2025. There was a political condition that had nothing to do with cricket. Too much to not bring politics in cricket? I don't think so. India dedicated that win to their army, and they were not, I'd like to use the word here, they were not very wise in using the word in using the proper words in referring to Pakistani players as players. They were not very wise in using them, as they called Pakistani players names that I'm too ashamed to even say out here loud. Too much to bring politics into cricket? I don't think so. Then the whole handshake theory started, the whole handshake fiasco started, and Indian players were the ones to initiate it, as they said that they were the BCCI. They said that they were gonna take a decision whatever their government was gonna say, and the government, they refused the Indian players to shake hands with Pakistani players. Such was the hypocrisy that during the Asia Cup 2025, the final of the Asia Cup 2025, there were two referees that were allotted. In fact, two commentators that were there to talk to Indians and Pakistani players each. Too much to not bring politics into cricket? I don't think so. And then, to top it all off, when India won the Asia Cup 2025, let me remind you, they refused to receive the trophy from Mohsin Naqvi, who is, by the way, the president of ACC. Too much to not bring politics into cricket? I don't think so. And let's just keep all of that aside. Look, many of you might say I'm just being biased with India, which, by the way, I'm not. Let me just take you to another trip down the memory lane. Because the ICC recently, when the PCB, decided all of this, and the government of Pakistan issued this notification saying that they will allow Pakistan to play the T20 World Cup, and that the match against India on 15th of February will not be played. The ICC responded to this, and ICC urged Pakistan to the Pakistan Cricket Board to, reconsider their decision, as the sanctity of the game is more important, and that the ICC always values all the all the moral police just came into play out of nowhere, and the sanctity of the game suddenly became all important. Let me take you to another trip down the memory lane. 1996, Australia and West Indies forfeit the game. 2003, England refuses to play. England and New Zealand refuses to play. 2009, Zimbabwe was forced to pull out of the ICC tournament because England refused to issue visas to Zimbabwe players, and they were, forced to forfeit the game. So this isn't the first time that I don't understand why everyone is going all over the place with Pakistan deciding to forfeit that one game when it has been happening in the history all along. Leave all of that. Just look at the mode of the ICC World Test Championship. Is that what you call equality? Out of the 12 test playing nations, only 9 teams are supposed to go forward, and all those 9 teams, they're supposed to, pinpoint and choose their opponents, 6 of the opponents that they're going to play in the World Test Championship. Is that what you call a free and fair model? Is that how you uphold the sanctity of the game? I don't think so. So yeah, when people, morally police the Pakistan Cricket Board, and they all of a sudden the humanity and all the sanctity of the game starts making sense, please remember that all of this has happened in the past, and this is just a chunk of cricketing history, and how the beautiful game of cricket has been polluted with politics. I get it. I'm all up and all advocate for politics not being included in the game, but sometimes, my dear friends, sometimes, my dear viewers, and sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, you are the one who has to draw a line. You are the one who needs to draw a line, because others simply won't. There was no way that the ICC, just gave into the demand, and they were too unfair with the Bangladesh Cricket Board, that they refused to even listen to what they were trying to say, and just like that, the Bangladeshi team was pulled out of the World Cup, and in the wink of an eye, Scotland was abruptly included. All of that not only damaged the hype that was going around in the T20 World Cup 2026, but also the sanctity of the game. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is where the sanctity of the game gets compromised. Not when Pakistan decides to not play against India, which, by the way, अभी मैंने थोड़ी देर पहले कहा था कि मैं थोड़ी देर बाद इस बात पे आऊंगी कि ये लाइन क्यों इम्पोर्टेंट थी 15-5 की. So let me just clarify a bit, because a few of the there have been, no, I won't say few, but a few of the analysis that I've watched, they have been very biased in the fact that they have been questioning this. And by the way, this was a question that was asked from Mohsin Naqvi yesterday as well, Ms. Raja, when the kit was unveiled and all, when the Pakistani kit was unveiled and all. So Pakistan has decided to boycott the game against India on 15th of February 2026. Now, in the case that Pakistan and India are to play a semi-final or a final, that is the match that will go ahead as scheduled. Pakistan is not going to boycott that. Let's be very clear on this. And this is something that Mohsin Naqvi also clarified yesterday. And that is why precisely the line in the entire tweet that was released by the government of Pakistan is very important and holds utmost importance, because this is where the government of Pakistan mentioned that the match on 15th of February 2026 is supposed to be forfeited. I'd say boycotted. So uh, 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 now everyone is really looking forward to how things unfold, but as of now the latest updates are this. And people politicizing the game, I know most people would say this is where Pakistan has polluted and politicized the game, but I presented to you all the facts and figures. I presented to you the times in the history, with the years, with the World Cups, that this has happened in the past. So this is not the first time that a team has decided to forfeit a game. This is not the first time that a certain team has decided to not play their game. And just by the way, India has never, India has never failed to bring politics into cricket. So why be surprised now? That's a question that everyone needs to ask themselves, and they need to really look at the bigger picture. You can't always be on the receiving end of it. You have to really draw the line. This isn't about being scared. हम लोग नहीं डरेंगे. जो यहाँ पे ये बात कह रहे हैं ना कि पाकिस्तानी डर गए, पाकिस्तानी हो गए, आप मुझे सिर्फ एक बात बताएं. The Indian team, we are one of the worthy opponents that you have going ahead in the T20 World Cup 2026. So matlab, our nation is more important to us, right? And sometimes you really have to draw the line, and your self-respect needs to speak for yourself, because otherwise others won't, as can be seen. Well, this was it from the video today. We will be back with more such updates shortly. Till then, see you.